Hello, I am Miss Lynn from Manitowoc Public Library. Hello to my friends who are here in person. Hello to our friends who are joining us at home. We are here tonight with the fabulous Miss Katie from Glaze Paint. We are going to do an awesome watermelon painting tonight. So I know you're not here to listen to me. I am going to let Miss Katie take it away. Miss Katie, thank you for being here.
Well, hi everybody. As she mentioned, we have some people painting along with us virtually at home, and we have some here at the library as well. So if you see me kind of directing this way or this way, that's the reason. So I'm Katie from Glaze Paint. If you don't know what that is, we're a public art studio downtown on Washington Street here in Manitowoc, and I'm here today to help us paint watermelons. So everybody has paint, and if you picked up a kit from the library, your kit should include a canvas, 5 different colored paints, brushes, and then it also is a handout with step-by-step, which I'm going to be showing you all today as well. So first things first, now here at the library I have tablecloths down as well as some napkins. So that's because this paint can stain surfaces. So if you're at home, I recommend putting down some newspaper or a tablecloth, and then just be careful on your clothes. It may stain clothes, but it shouldn't be getting any crazy splatters or anything. So as long as we're careful, that shouldn't be a problem. So first things first, you can use whatever paint brushes you're most comfortable with. So I have 3 different sizes here for our friends at the library, but if you're at home, you can use your own brushes, or you can use the ones we provided as well, whatever you're most comfortable with. Yes?
Can we use all of them?
Yep, and I'll show you which one's the best for each one, but you can use whichever ones you're most comfortable with too. So first things first, I also recommend that you get a little cup of water, because you can also rinse out the brushes between colors. If you really like a brush, you can rinse it out, but then you want to dry it really well with a paper towel. That way it doesn't get too watery. So the first step, I'm going to use the biggest brush I have here, and we're going to do the blue or the teal paint first. So if you see there, it's going to be kind of our background color. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to take that biggest brush, I'm going to dip it in my blue paint, and I'm going to do a line first. So this is going to be kind of the outline of my watermelon. So I'm going to start a few inches down, so a little ways down the canvas, and it's just going to be a curved line, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a guideline. And it's going to be a big curve all the way down to this bottom corner. So just like this, one big curved line, just like that. So then once we have our curved line, we're going to paint everything above that, the blue, okay? So we're going to paint, usually I like to paint in one direction back and forth. And we're going to paint everything above this blue. So this is going to stay white. And usually I like to stay one direction back and forth, but if you want to do something different, that's up to you because it's your painting. It's all about having fun. And sometimes if you do multiple layers of paint, and it should dry pretty fast, then you'll see less brush strokes as well. And remember, you can also, if you want to, paint the top and the sides with the blue too. Usually I like to paint the sides because then if I hang it up on the wall or something, then it looks complete and finished. So take your time and paint the entire background just above the watermelon line here. And remember, you can paint the edges if you want to, too. And if you ever paint over a spot where you don't want paint to be, you can always let it dry and paint over it, too. That's the nice thing about this kind of paint. You can always paint over things. So I'm going to paint this edge too here. Looks nice. Everybody's doing a good job here. And remember, it's all about having fun too. So have fun while you're painting. It's looking very nice. Awesome. Nice job. And everybody should have enough paint, especially if you had picked up a kit, there should be enough paint there as well. So don't feel like you have to use just a little bit. You can use as much as you need.
Do you understand what you mean by these sides if you want? You want to get all on here. Yep.
Yeah, well, let's get this going here first, okay?
Now take your time doing the blue, but when you're done with this brush, I'm going to use the same brush for the next step. So I'm just going to rinse this brush out in water and dry it really well with my paper towel. And then we'll wait just a couple minutes here for everybody to catch up and we'll move on to the next step. But take your time, there's no need to rush. Nice.
I'm gonna mix this brush out and I'm gonna write the things. Okay.
And we're gonna use that. Nope, you got a little bit yet.
And don't worry if it gets on your skin or on your hands, that's okay, because it is washable off of your hands and your skin, but it may just stain your clothes, so just be a little careful, but it will get on your hands and that's okay. Usually I always get some on my hands too.
How do I do this?
Yeah, you got some.
Yeah, and this one was like 2 times 1. I wanted one.
Should get both of them on.
Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next step, but take your time finishing the blue. We can always come back to it too, okay? So don't worry. So I rinsed out my brush. I dried it really good on my paper towel. And next I'm going to use the dark pink. Okay, so we have the dark pink paint next. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use that same brush or a different one if you want to. And then I'm going to draw another line just like how we did with the blue, okay? Except for it's going to be just a little bit down from where we did our blue line. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a white gap. So that's going to be where our green goes. So I'm just gonna make a line. It's about an inch down from where our blue was. And I'm just gonna do the same thing. So I'm gonna start and I'm gonna do a nice curved line all the way down to the bottom of my canvas. So just like how we did the blue, see, I just made my curved line here. See how everybody can see? So then I have the curved line. So everything below that, that's going to be the dark pink, okay? So we're gonna just cover the entire thing. You can even do the sides and the bottom if you want to in the dark pink. So again, I like to go in the same direction with my brush strokes, but you can always do whatever you want to do because it's your watermelon. So we're covering this entire bottom part. This is where our greens are gonna be, so we leave that part white. And then we cover this part with the pink. It's more of a reddish pink, like a watermelon.
Yep, all this way into.
That's not what you
It's curved. Can I clean this off a little? Just below the pink.
And remember, all watermelon slices are different, so that's okay if everybody's looks a little different too. That's how paintings are.
I didn't think it would work as well as it did. We can go this hole this way.
Probably a little bit. I didn't need any.
So I'm going to do this edge over here.
You know, it's looking marvelous.
How are you doing over there? Little white spot right there. You don't want to mix. Nice. Your brush on this one, get the edge here. You got some of it done. Maybe we can see
Hold this line, okay? Keep it over here, okay?
So everybody take your time with the pink, but once you're done with this step, I do have 2 hair dryers set up in the library here, and if you're at home, you can always use a hair dryer too to speed up drying of your painting. So when you're done with the pink completely, we are going to ask that you dry it with help from parents or from me, and we're going to dry your painting so we can do the green next. But take your time with the pink, but whenever you're ready, we can dry it over there. And again, at home, you can use adult supervision to dry it if you want to. Otherwise, this paint does dry pretty fast too. Okay, so we're going to take just a minute more, and then we're going to move on to our next step here.
The bottom one, yes.
All right, can you check Ashley, can you check, are we getting sound now? All right.
Okie dokie, so everybody should be able to hear me. Okay, so next I'm going to use not the biggest brush that I was using before, but the medium-sized brush if you're at home. And again, or at the library, if you're at home, just use whichever brush is most comfortable. So we're going to be doing the greens next, okay? So the green rind part of the watermelon, so that's like the outside of the watermelon, is called the rind. So we're going to use, I like to do the light green first, so I'm going to use that medium brush. And then I'm going to do another line that's closest to the pink, and I'm going to cover about half of that space all the way down on the inside of the white stripe here. So I'm going to go right up against the pink and make one line all the way, just like how we did before, following that pink line that we drew. So this is like the inside part of the rind. So we're going all the way down, just right up against that pink part here. This is the light green paint. And remember, you can do the edges too if you want to. We can always go back over it again here. All the way down, just like that. Covering about half of that white space. And then I'm going to just use the same brush. I'm not going to wash it in water. Just with the light green, I'm going to go right into the dark green. And we're going to do the dark green in the rest of that white space. Now I'm not going to rinse the brush because then it kind of blends together. So we're going to have it blend together a little bit with the other green. And I'm going to go right up against where the blue part was. So we don't have to rinse out that brush because it kind of helps it blend with the other green. So all that white space is going to be covered completely with our two greens. And you don't have to rinse your brush between the two greens because that kind of helps blend it together. So see how all of my white space is covered now on my canvas. Ooh, everybody's doing a good job. And everybody's watermelon will be a little different, and that's okay, because all watermelons are different too. Everybody's unique. That's the fun thing about painting. Nice. Remember, you can do the edges too if you want to, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Nice. Everybody's doing such a good job. Now take your time with the greens, but I'm just going to show you how to do the next part. I'm going to use the little tiniest brush that I have and the black paint. Now we're going to do the seeds next. And also, if you wanted to, if you want to get a little fun with your canvas, you can also personalize it if you wanted to write something up in the blue part, like happy summer or your name or whatever you would like. You can write something up here too if you want to with that same little tiny brush. But it's up to you. You can leave it as it is too. So if we're going to make our seeds, I'm going to show you how to do the seeds first though. So they're just going to be kind of tiny little raindrop shapes, and they can go in any direction. You can have as many as you want to, because all watermelons have a different amount of seeds in them too. So it's completely up to you which direction you put all your seeds in and how many you have. So you can add as many seeds as you want. They're little tiny raindrop shapes. Yeah, if you want to do really little tiny seeds, you can do that too by just doing little dots. I heard that's a good suggestion too. So if your seeds are different, that's okay.
Bigger seeds,
Seeds in the pink.
So we're going to cover that entire pink part of your canvas in seeds.
that'll grow a big watermelon.
If it was real, yeah.
If it was real.
And the pink. And if we try to steal.
Remember, seeds can go in any direction. You can put them wherever you want in the pink part of your canvas here.
Yeah, I'm just
You can make a heart shape.
Those are fun seeds.
So then I'm going to put up here, I'm going to write happy summer. But it's up to you if you want to write something different or if you want to just leave it blue, that's okay too.
When you do this part right here.
Good job, Vic. I like that.
That's super fun.
Yes. And then put some It's up to you whether you want to be done. You done. Should I put your name up there? But yeah, you should add your name. Where do you want your name? Right here?
Little one.
Put your name on here, okay?
So then, after you have put whatever you wanted to write, if you want to write anything, and the seeds, now the very last step is to sign your painting. So you can always sign it on the bottom corner if you want to sign it on the back or on the side. That's going to be the very last step. Or if you wrote it up here, that's good too. And it's completely up to you. Do whatever you would like to finish your painting. And don't forget, if you want to do the bottom, you can do the bottom side too if you haven't already. So I hope everybody had fun painting with me today. And then also remember, if you want to dry your painting, if you're here in the library, you can dry it before you leave. Or if you're at home, you can dry it before you put it up on your wall.
Thank you to Miss Katie for coming in. We have some awesome watermelon pictures going on in here. I hope your picture turned out really cool at home as well. A couple of quick things. August 7th, summer reading program ends. Some of you have hit your 40 days already. If you are tracking on paper, you can bring those in now, and we will find out what kind of raffle prizes you want to enter your tickets for. If you're doing it in Beanstack, don't forget you have to go in through the program and enter your tickets for your raffle prizes. That's for kids, for teens, and adults. And I also wanted to let you know, tomorrow we are having our Zoo Zort mini zoo. We're going to have a bunch of really cool animals here in the library that you can look at, maybe even touch some of them. And we have a lot of spots left open. We've got 11:40 and 12, 12:20, 12:40, 1 o'clock and 1:20. Go online, manitowoclibrary.org/SRP, and look for those Zoo Zort times or for that Zoo Zort event. Again, from between 11:40 and 1:20, we have spaces for families to come in and check out our really cool animals. Thanks again for joining us for another program, and we will see you